Okay, it's time for another video. Hopefully you're all enjoying these videos. I try to make them interesting. I try to seek God on what He has in mind for me to share on any particular video. And I hope it's working. I hope I am reaching people that need it at the right time when they need it. So today I want to talk about how nothing is impossible for God. In this video, I want to share about the conquest of Canaan. Things that appear impossible to us are possible to God. This tells a story of the conquest of Canaan. It's part of the journey that the Israelites had to take to reach the promised land. According to the Bible, the journey from Egypt to Canaan took 40 years of wandering, though it was only a 250-mile or 300-kilometer journey. The route was meant to be a direct journey, but due to lack of faith by the Israelites, they were forced to wander the wilderness until the older generation passed away. In Numbers chapter 13, we can read, once they got to Canaan, Moses sent 12 spies, one leader from each of the tribes, to explore Canaan for 40 days and to report back what the country looked like, what the people looked like, and just a general report on what they could see and what they could find. So when they returned, the spies reported that the land was rich and fertile, but it was inhabited by giants. They were too strong, um, and they were cannibals, one spy said. They eat their own people. They were descendants of the Nephilim, a race of giants that came from fallen angels that had offspring with the women on earth. We seem like grasshoppers in our own eyes, and we look the same to them, they reported. In some biblical contexts, grasshoppers can symbolize inferiority, insignificance, fear, or judgment, particularly when referring to overwhelming numbers of being small in comparison to a greater power. It's widely believed that Goliath was an Anakim, a descendant of a Nephilim. Caleb and Joshua stepped up and urged the people not to rebel against the Lord and to trust him. They tore their clothes and said to the entire Israelite assembly, the land we passed through and explored is exceedingly good. If the Lord is pleased with us, he will lead us into that land, a land flowing with milk and honey, and will give it to us. Only do not rebel against the Lord, and do not be afraid of the people of the land, because we will devour them. Their protection is gone, but the Lord is with us. Do not be afraid of them. Joshua says, they're nothing but a mouthful for us. But the whole assembly talked about stoning them. And then the glory of the Lord appeared at the tent of the meeting to all the Israelites. In Hebrews 11:1, we can read, defines faith as the confident assurance in God's promises regarding the future. In other words, things that we hope for, and the deep conviction of spiritual realities not physically visible, things not seen. It highlights faith as the foundation of Christian life. It serves as evidence for unseen truths. The consequences for unbelief for Israel, due to the fear-mongering of the other 10 spies, the people rebelled. Now, when I was preparing this video, I thought to myself, how many times must God prove himself to the Israelites? I mean, he took them out of Egypt. He gave them water from a rock. He parted the Red Sea. He gave them manna from heaven. But at every critical point in the lives of the Israelites, they doubted God. As punishment, God declared that none of that generation, over 20 years old, except Joshua and Caleb, would enter the promised land. This necessitated 40 years of wandering in the wilderness until all of the people over 20 died off and only Joshua and Caleb could enter the promised land. God noted in Numbers 14:25 that Caleb had a different spirit and followed me wholeheartedly, God says. The aftermath of all of this was Joshua was commissioned to succeed Moses and lead the Israelites across the Jordan River into the promised land. Caleb, at the age of 85, still had strong faith and he conquered the mountain region of Hebron. Every human being is also on a journey. You're on a journey and I'm on a journey. And there is a promised land which we all have the possibility to reach. More on that a little later. In a previous video, I talked about how we have two sets of eyes. Our natural eyes, which see the world we live in, and our spiritual eyes, which see the spiritual world we live in. Both are very real. The story of Joshua and Caleb serves as a testament to holding on to faith even in the face of peer pressure or impossible odds. 2 Corinthians 4:17 and 18 reads, "For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all." So we need to fix our eyes not on what we see, but on what is unseen. Since what is seen is temporary and what is unseen is eternal. Do we believe in what we see or what God has promised us? Do we see Jesus Christ or the world around us? Satan loves it when we only see the world around us, because that's his realm. He's in control of the world around us. But his time in this ruling this world is coming to an end very soon. More on that subject in a future video. I want to concentrate now on Joshua and Caleb. Joshua was the devoted successor to Moses, who served under Moses for many years. He led the Israelites into the promised land. He was a skilled military commander and a faithful servant who directed the 7-year conquest of Canaan. He divided the land among the 12 tribes and passed away at the ripe old age of 110, leaving a legacy of obedience and courage. This is good. Joshua 1:5-9. 4 principles that God gave to Joshua and he's giving to you and me today in the year 2026. Number 1, be courageous. Number 2, be strong. Number 3, be not afraid. And number 4, be not dismayed. At age 85, Caleb claimed the mountainous region of Hebron, which had been promised to him by Moses. Despite its giant inhabitants, he successfully drove them out and took possession. Are you seeing the giants in your life that seem invincible, or are you seeing the promises of God in your life? The scriptures are full of God's promises in your life. All you have to do is take your eyes off the giants and not be like the 10 spies and fix your eyes on God. The giants in your life can be many things. It can be illness, family problems, addictions, like I had in my past, financial problems, and the list goes on. If you seek God and see him and his power and what he can do for you, you are like Joshua and Caleb, who overcame because they believed. God bless you all, and please check out my YouTube channel. You can find it under OS Ministries. Like and subscribe, as they all do on YouTube, so that I can reach as many people as possible with the message of Jesus Christ. Thank you all for watching and listening. I'll see you on the next one.